I think what people forget is that since the end of the Second World War, that there had been in South Africa, the resistance against apartheid was always against separation. It was a multiracial opposition. The opposition that became the dominant one in South Africa was always multiracial. I mean, if you go back, you look at what was known as the Defiance Campaign of the 1950s, they had come up with a charter, a freedom charter. The opening line said, South Africa belongs to all who live in it. So there's a long history of just this idea that it's one place. We're all collectively in this together. There'd been internally like a very democratic culture, a culture of accountability. If even leaders stepped out of line, so for example, in the late 70s, Winnie Mandela, the then former wife of Nelson Mandela by the 90s, when people in communities felt she had gone too far in the use of political violence, she was censored by the internal democratic movement. But when people got their right to vote, I remember how it felt like in 1994, I was in my mid-20s, to go there and practice this right that I knew my dad hadn't gotten. I think it's that sense of protecting that right. This, like, finally we get this right and we're going to perform this right. And if you go to South Africa now, if you ask people like who you're voting for, they'll say, it's my secret. So there's this thing in which people cherish the idea of a vote. And you'll notice it since the end of apartheid.